This is the Engines of Our Ingenuity, made possible by the Friends of KUHF Houston.
Today, let's fall safely out of the sky. The University of Houston's College of Engineering presents this series about the machines that make our civilization run and the people whose ingenuity created them. By World War I, parachutes were pretty well developed, but fighter pilots didn't get to use them. That was only partly because they were bulky in a cramped cockpit. Generals were afraid the hope of escape would undermine a pilot's courage in battle. Lookouts in frontline observation blimps did get parachutes, and they made heavy use of them. Blimps were shot down with tedious regularity. Parachutes had been around for hundreds of years before we had airplanes. The earliest human experiment we know about was made by an anonymous Asian acrobat who jumped with a pair of large parasols. The French daredevil Lenormand parachuted from a tower in 1783, about the same time the Montgolfier brothers made their first balloon ascent. Lenormand also invented the word parachute. It literally means a thing that opposes falling. In 1797, another Frenchman, André Garnerin, was first to jump from a balloon. Garnerin talked his wife into making one jump. Then his niece took up exhibition jumping for a living, and women kept doing exhibition jumps all down through the 19th century. Leonardo da Vinci had included a pyramidal cloth parachute in a 1485 sketchbook, so we credited him with the idea of the parachute. And then historian Lynn White discovered an anonymous set of Renaissance Italian manuscripts on technology. He dated them near 1470, about 15 years ahead of Leonardo. Those notebooks included two sketches of parachutes. One was a brace of long cloth streamers that clearly could have broken a fall. The parachute was very similar to Leonardo's, conical in shape instead of pyramidal, but identical in all its other features. And so, how did the idea reach Leonardo? It was unlikely that he ever saw those manuscripts because without patent protection, 15th century inventors were secretive. Renaissance engineers had what White called an intensely oral tradition. They traded information in conversations, and the idea of the parachute was, as White wryly put it, in the air during the Renaissance. Europe would wait another 300 years before parachutes were more than a theoretical idea, before Garnerin would actually step off into the air from a balloon, and the parachutes that actually worked from high altitude were ones made of loose fabrics, just as those Italian engineers had suggested. And so the technology had been well honed by World War I. It's really an appalling fact that countless pilots went to their death simply to satisfy some morbid concept of heroism. Why, I wonder? Perhaps it is that parachutes had by then played so long on the stage of aerial showmanship that no one was inclined to mix them with images of medieval chivalry surrounding early aerial warfare. Perhaps it was simply the dilemma we face so often, the problem of being unprepared to move a technology from one arena to another. I'm John Lienhardt at the University of Houston, where we're interested in the way inventive minds work.